What if the greatest playmaker and magician in football history, Lionel Messi, personally shaped Isagi Yoichi long before Blue Lock ever existed? In this timeline, Isagi's journey doesn't begin in Japan. When he was just a young boy, his parents relocated to Barcelona, Spain, for work. Thrust into a country where football is a religion, Isagi joined a small, local youth club on the outskirts of Catalonia. He didn't have the explosive speed of the Spanish wingers, nor the towering physique of the European defenders. But his eyes were scanning the pitch like a radar, predicting spaces before they even open. Yet in those early days, every time his mind made the perfect decision, his rough touches and average ball control betrayed him. One afternoon, during a minor youth tournament, a familiar figure stood quietly in the stands, wearing a cap pulled low over his eyes. Lionel Messi was visiting the local academy, and his gaze locked onto Isagi. Messi saw a boy constantly surrounded by 3 or 4 defenders in a dense, suffocating low block, yet the boy kept trying to navigate through the impossible gaps. He saw pure obsession in Isagi's eyes, a hunger to find the perfect geometric answer on the pitch. After the match, Messi approached the young Isagi on the empty pitch. "You see the entire field, don't you?" Messi said calmly. "But your feet can't keep up with the speed of your mind. Let me teach you how to make the ball an extension of your own body." Isagi didn't hesitate. Working with the GOAT wasn't a choice, it was destiny. From that day on, Isagi's beautiful hell began in Spain. Messi's philosophy was entirely different from brutal physical regimes. It was a technical and psychological gauntlet. Messi forced Isagi into the Laguna, a tiny enclosed training square where elite youth defenders pressed him instantly. "If you can't survive in a space smaller than a bedroom, you can't survive on the world stage," Messi told him. Every single day, Isagi was forced to refine his first touch to a millimeter. He learned the art of the body feint, how to drop a shoulder and send a world-class defender flying the wrong way without even touching the ball. He learned how to glue the ball to his left foot, how to execute chips with sickening precision, and how to change his tempo from 0 to 100 in a split second. More importantly, Messi taught him how to manipulate the opponent's gravity, drawing defenders toward him just to exploit the space they left behind. Years passed. The fragile boy from Japan was gone. In his place stood a technical monster with a low center of gravity, God-level metavision, and flawless short-space acceleration. Then, news of the radical Blue Lock project reached Spain. Just as the project had caught the attention of Japan's genius Itoshi Sae, it immediately sparked a fire inside Isagi. He didn't want to just be a hidden masterpiece in Europe. He wanted to return to Japan, crush every striker, and prove his football on the grandest stage. Isagi packed his bags and boarded a flight back to Tokyo. When Igo Jinpachi reviewed the international data for the incoming players, he stopped completely at Yoichi Isagi's file. His dribbling efficiency and short space metrics were utterly broken, mirroring a certain Argentinian legend. A wild, ecstatic grin spread across Igo's face. "The anomaly has returned to Japan," he whispered. Upon entering the gates of Blue Lock, Isagi felt a strange sensation. The atmosphere was thick with anxiety and raw, unpolished arrogance. To the other players, he was just an unranked face. Isagi was placed in Team Z. The first challenge was the infamous room tag game. While the other 11 players instantly panicked, scrambling like trapped animals, Isagi stood perfectly still in the center. To a striker who had spent years surviving inside Messi's suffocating Laguna Square, this room felt as massive as an empty stadium. When Gurimu Igarashi tried to ambush him from behind, Isagi didn't even turn his head. He simply dropped his left hip, a flawless body feint. The sudden shift in gravity sent Igarashi slipping, crashing face first into the iron wall. Isagi was bored. "Who is the highest-ranked player here?" he asked. Ryosuke Kira, the celebrated national treasure, raised his hand, and before he opened his mouth, Isagi shot the ball directly to his face. Everyone was shocked. Moments later, Kira got furious and charged directly at him. Isagi waited until the absolute last millisecond. With a soft, lightning-fast touch, he nutmegged Kira, caught the ball on the other side, and drove a precise volley straight into Kira's chest just as the timer hit 0. Kira was eliminated without Isagi even breaking a sweat. Kira was in shock. He couldn't believe what has happened. He got mad and screamed to Ego that he is the jewel of Japan's football. Isagi laughed. "Jewel of Japan? You are average at best, loser," he said. Kira rushed out furious, and with that the tag game was over. Then, the first selection began. Team Z's very first trial was against Team X, led by the dominant, self-proclaimed king, Shoei Barou. Barou bulldozed Team Z early, making it 1-0 and roaring that the field was his kingdom. But Isagi just smiled. Receiving a pass from Bachira, 3 Team X defenders instantly rushed him. Moving with micro-touches that kept the ball millimeters away from their boots, he drifted into the microscopic gap between them. He dropped his shoulder to the left, faked an outside cut, and instead dragged the ball back with his instep, leaving all 3 defenders tangled on the grass. When Barou charged like a freight train, screaming, "I'll break you, donkey!" Isagi utilized Messi's signature weapon, lethal deceleration. Going from a full sprint to a dead stop in a fraction of a second, Isagi watched as Barou's massive momentum carried him sliding harmlessly into the empty grass. Face to face with the keeper, Isagi casually chipped the ball over the goalie's head with sickening elegance. "What's wrong, King? Or should I say donkey?" Isagi mocked. The goal sent Barou into an absolute frenzy. He demanded the ball, desperate to physically crush Isagi. But Isagi's metavision made him untouchable. Every time Barou tried to receive a pass, Isagi was already there, intercepting the ball before it even reached Barou's chest. Barou was trembling, his veins bulging on his forehead. "Pass me the ball!" he screamed at his teammates, but Team X was losing faith in their tyrant. They began hesitating, paralyzed by Isagi's overwhelming presence on the field. Taking advantage of their fear, Isagi orchestrated another goal. He drove straight down the center, drawing all of Team X's gravity toward him. As Barou lunged in a desperate block, Isagi didn't force a shot. Instead, he slipped a perfect, disguised pass right through the gap to a surging Kunigami, who smashed it into the back of the net. 2-1. Team Z erupted in cheers. Barou stood frozen, his mind completely blank as his defense crumbled around him. Seeing Isagi's absolute domination, Bachira and the rest of Team Z instinctively began to organize around him, shifting into spaces to support his run. For the first time, Team Z was starting to look like a synchronized unit, moving in perfect harmony under Isagi's rhythm. Isagi went on to score a hat-trick, completely dismantling Team X's defense. For his final goal, he dribbled along the edge of the penalty box, shifting the ball rapidly to throw off the defender's timing, and unleashed a beautiful finesse curl that bent perfectly into the top corner. Final score, 4-1. Barou's crown was completely shattered, and his ego was left in absolute ruins. "Try again next time, King of the Donkeys," Isagi said, and left the pitch. With King Barou completely humiliated and dethroned in the very first match, Yoichi Isagi has officially put Blue Lock on notice. Messi's masterpiece has arrived, and he is ready to conquer everyone in his path. But the first selection is only just beginning. Up next are the tactical traps of Team Y and the deadly, synchronized combination play of Team W. If you want to see Isagi continue his run of absolute technical domination, smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on this episode, and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss part 2. Until next time, Egoists.